Okay, there we go. Alright, y'all. I'm back. We got 3 more to go. I'm making this up so I can be done. D-O-N-E. Done for September. Getting an early start on the mother truckers. Alright. This gonna be a Virgo reading. So y'all like in each and every other card, we're gonna pull a ticket cards from the moonology. We're gonna clarify how we're gonna use the rider weight on this one. I know we're gonna use the modern tarot. No rider weight, and then we're gonna clarify with the modern witch tarot. Necessarily what needs to go on in the month of September. What needs to happen, what don't needs to happen, what needs to work on. So we can clear out this karmic debt for the new year. So we can all roll. All right. Woo, I already jumped out. What he gave us 555. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon and Taurus. What do you need to release? Work through your fears. A new romantic cycle begins. A personal issue reaches a conclusion. And let us get one move. And let us start the show and let's get this shot on the road. Show the world the real you. Meditate, contemplate. Confidence is your key. Your commitment is being tested. You and your loved ones are safe. All right. Those two that came out. We'll pick whichever one calls me by the time to end this reading. So to it, let's go. So we can wrap this up. Hair from come out. Guess what? Keep that one. They build on new romantic cycle. So they could be marriages or relationships style. Because I do say karmic. People act like karmic cycles don't happen in relationships where you just get stuck. Or I keep explaining about the number 9, about complacency and all those different types of things. Where number 9s can be sometimes in there being almost their tedium and complacency. Like I said, hanging in the fort. So that's why I said relationships do go through karmic like cycles. This is where like a lot of people who were in marriages got hit with like a shakeup. Where it was like you were getting one person was like they go through shakeups. They go through different types of things where it does get old, it does get stale, necessarily because people get so accustomed to routine. Or I said a lot of people. So that was the card that came. I know what I'll tell y'all right there. Those two. So let's go. We get those and we can see. Come on, let's go. Come on. Okay, all right, let's go. Hmm. All right. Okay. Ooh. On the bottom of the deck, we got Ace of Cups being reversed. Ah, don't know why. You got Ace of Pentacles being here, though. That's why I said we got to clear out the old to be able to get to the new because you don't want to be in a position to where like you're constantly asking for more and not knowing how to manage because you got the 6 of Wands, you got the 6 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 7 of Cups. Some of y'all could be contemplating some new offer or wanting to assist or asking for some like divine type assistance though, wanting to return to go back. Some of y'all could be contemplating between the head, the heart, the mind, and the body. The three things. The number 3, the Holy Trinity, the mind, the body, and the spirit. Some of y'all necessarily could be in this place taking conversations backwards necessarily or in the idealistic of reminiscing about relationships though. Or it could be this minor euphoric type experiences, especially when it comes to arguments though, when people be trying to recount those, go backwards and stuff, trying to figure out what's necessarily going on, and then like, did this happen, and then a lot of times getting caught up by being stuck in the past. Because you need to get the Scorpio card reverse. We got 2 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. Yes. Some of y'all could be wanting some newness, some freshness, some start, asking for more with the Seven of Cups and not knowing that you got to compromise. Five of Wands does speaks of competition, working against the grain, not getting along in that type of period, though, because you do got Two of Pentacles. It's like juggling and fluctuating upside down. Necessarily, though, in the emotional aspects, with the Queen of Cups being Queen of Cups could be like depression, it could be emotional neediness, it could be emotionally fluctuating from place to place. I will say that though. So yeah. So I will say that though. Yeah. So ideally, let's get into it. Hey. First card out, you got prosperity lies ahead. That's new moon in Taurus. You got the Three of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and the Magician's though. Three of Swords though, prosperity could be with matters of money, things of the heart, things that has been going wrong, needing all the elements, like you hear me say, going backwards, missing steps, sometimes being so caught up in the past that you forget certain elemental things that you need, like in orderly to be able to work with fire, air, water, and earth. So some of y'all could be this though. Some of y'all could be using magic, like unknowingly. Some of y'all could just be doing risky business ventures and necessarily finally hitting a lesson. For some of y'all though, this could be learning like how to hold on to the value of certain things, because the Page of Pentacles is like lessons, like learning to start. Like that's before you get into the apprentice type ship. So the Page of Pentacles is more on the ideally of if it was like for the Hierophant card, like say for teaching or religious, that's like in college type. The apprentice necessary is graduating from college, stepping into the point to where it's a teacher. The king is the one who's holding the position. And then it grows into the emperor and then the hierophant, then the, you get what I'm saying though. So that's why I said. Second card out, we got what do you need? For some of y'all, this could be an ex or old relationship because you got the hangman, the two of cups, and the fool. For some of y'all, it could be the old way relationships work or doing certain things a sad way. So everybody that's earth, please don't go into Virgo season by there actually being another earth sign getting stuck and just being so caught up in routine and thinking this how certain things need to go. For some of y'all could be partnerships, reconnecting, trying to go back towards someone with the Seven of Cups, thinking, okay, if I had another shot, I could do it this way, necessarily being ideal in the past. For some of y'all, it's just letting this romanticism, this elusive type behavior towards the past, like letting it go. Some of y'all, this is the fool, like dead ass. Like this card don't even need to be explained because the hangman speaks of letting go, tying up loose ends with connections and partnerships, and the fool is like, okay, we're ready and we're off. So that's why I said for some of y'all, it's like, you know, old ways, old situations, gender role, rhetoric, masculine and feminine, idealistic, what we should be, what we're not. Like you hear me say that over idea. Okay, next. Ooh, I'm sitting on my hair. Next, you got the work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. You got Ten of Pentacles reversed, Ten of Swords, Nine of Wands, and the World. Ooh, that's what I said. For some of y'all, it's constantly going back to the same way of an argument or a situation, though, because Earth signs does have a hard time with letting certain things go because they can get so caught up in routine. For some of y'all, this could be about money management, jobs, careers necessary, because the Ten of Swords and arguing over money, that's kind of like people backstabbing, people doing anything they can to have things their way. Ideal of family, this could be communication about like children, the relationship connections, everybody doing everything necessarily to hurt people. It's kind of like hurt people like with the full intent and lack of listening. The Nine of Wands and the World reverse does speaks of like a blocked perception, wanting things to go your way, necessarily being in control, and because of vulnerabilities. So some of y'all keep trying to control the narrative, control the dynamic, or trying to stop or necessarily go or be like, you know how people necessarily quote unquote don't intend to go out and be messy, but they try to end up fixing certain things and actually end up being messy because all it takes is just proper communication, work through your fears with the Virgo. Some of y'all could be overly paranoid, so that's the card we're gonna read, or just being secretive and evasive necessarily when it comes to actions. So that's why I said that's it. Fourth card out, we got a new romantic cycle begins. For some of y'all, that's coming out of marriages, going into relationships, or being in those type of space. Because you got Hierophant, you got the Tower, the King of Wands, and the Devil. For some of y'all, this could be y'all searching for a long-term commitment. The thing though about this though that I don't like it is because the devil and the king of wands, some of y'all could have like selfish intentions going forward, especially with piggybacking off the Scorpion type energy. Some of y'all it could be the style, the connection of wanting to be into situation. For some of y'all, this Capricorn energy with the king of swords, that's definitely the selfish type energy, wanting to sense of control or controlling the narrative or not knowing how to deal with depressive sad things, mental fears, anxieties, sense of worries, not knowing how to calm oneself down. For some of y'all, this is a routine for y'all and being shaken up. For some of y'all, this is some of y'all could be getting in a new way of saying, okay, I want to get married, I want to do this, da da da, like a self realization of what it is that you need in a relationship and a connection. Some of this is just a mere reflection of some of y'all. Like some of y'all may be like how you see when they say doctors make the worst patients, and you end up like necessarily dating somebody like a doctor versus somebody who has a holistic approach. So it's kind of like the science versus the earth versus the realm, like two people trying to tell each other, no, no, this is how this works. So for some of y'all in a place of self-reflection where you're looking that control ideally doesn't necessarily put you in a better position. So I don't know who it could be though, but this could be just understanding, burning down the old and stepping into the new. For the fifth on out, we got a personal issue reaches a solution. This is full moon in Cancer. Cancerian is the mother of the zodiac, or like the maternal aspect. The mother of the zodiac, like the mother of the family, the ideas, connections, taking care of everybody ideally. Because you got Six of Cups, Knight of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Scorpionic issue. For some of y'all, like I said, in this healing aspect, what a lot of people fail to recognize, you can't get mad and make somebody feel how they feel. Going through grieving stages of losses or relationship or connection, and people say how you hurt them, you can't tell somebody how you hurt them. And I noticed that ideally with earth signs, like y'all struggle with understanding the emotions because you could be so set in your ways. Or this could be a person that you're connected to though. Because you got Ace of Swords with the death, and it's kind of like cutting out all the bullshit though. And then you want to cut through to be able to end something, to be into a space of transition. But for some of y'all, the Knight of Wands doesn't have good intentions because that's egotistical, this arrogancy, this jealousy, that is the need to be right. Like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. But like I said, some of y'all in a space of self-reflecting and seeing how that has been damaging. Because like a lot of people that recognize when they're trying to woo in lovers or manifest lovers or jobs or boss positions or whatever, like when you start asking for certain things from the universe, you gotta be very mindful of the situations around you. So if you want to woo in love and all your relationships where you needed control and that backfired against you, it's kind of like it would trickle into the family dynamic of how somebody saying, I gotta get out my business, da da da. When you start seeing teenagers start acting out, or kids, or not getting invited to the family function, or you gotta let go of old friends, old connections, ideally, you know. So some people don't be recognizing that when y'all be trying to manifest or going into new things. Show the world the real you. We're gonna read both of these. That is full moon into Aquarius. That's releasing old things. You got Page of Swords, the King of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. I like this because this is like the rings out of the deck. The Page of Swords and the King of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. Some of y'all don't know how to, like, some of y'all try to manage other people's happiness, and that's unrealistic. You can't manage nobody else's happiness. That is their job. And some of y'all failing to realize this is where the five in relationships are overall. This is where the chaos breeds. It's kind of like some of y'all try to challenge the metaphysical or try to challenge divine. Because I said this is logic for some of y'all. Some of y'all ideally feel like, well, this go this way, this go this way, this go this way. This is why some of y'all keep going to the past and still recognizing that some, like, you can't control nobody. So a lot of y'all, I think y'all recognizing with the shakeups, ideally with people or different changes in your life, you recognizing like, damn, like it's just not working for me. And maybe it could be a strong connection, right? Because if it's marriage necessary, this long term commitment, you know, long term commitment. Ideally, the shakeups, but for some of y'all coming out of those karmic types cycles, But for me, the idea is this: it's the Five of Cups versus the Ten of Cups reversed. It's kind of like wanting that said happiness. Where I've been telling everybody, don't get into Virgo season because we know y'all have like the servitude, and sometimes the servitude attitude can work against certain people. Them to be your ideal of perfect, and it's not. It's so unrealistic, and it leads into a pain to where like you could always be the martyr, and a martyr sometimes likes to be the victim because that shit can be addicting. Because you see people say, "Well, my last relationship, and then I keep dating ain't shit me," and they just keep saying this, and it's like, where is the accountability? So that's where people like get addicted to the martyr, to where like, say for instance, if you like to be the martyr, says such, you would date somebody you know you're not supposed to date. Complain about the fact that they hurt you, and then be like, ugh, they hurt me. You keep attracting the same thing in your life and not taking accountability. So for some of y'all coming out as karmic type cycles, it's stop recognizing that it belongs with everybody else, or trying to control a said sense of happiness, and starting to recognize that for some of y'all with earth signs, where you hear me say, I give great advice, but don't follow it sometimes. It's using that logic, that mental. I'm trying to swoop my edge control now. Y'all see that shit still white. But for some of y'all, it's trying to control the narrative, always trying to be the voice of reason, and recognizing that shit don't work. So this is where like it seems like you're going up against the metaphysical or divine or whatever you believe in, a God or a higher power, challenging said such relationships, where it's kind of like, damn, like you get what I'm saying, to fully accept people. Because I say that like in order to get in love, that's my opinion, you have to really accept the person for who they are, flaws and all, even if you don't like it. And the sad things about it, if you see they're struggling and they want to change it, that's when you can assist. Healing and help don't work like that. I don't go rushing in nobody's life necessarily. Because even if you watch the Gemini reading, if you make it to that one, I was like, child, I'm not even finna go in like that necessarily, because it felt like at that moment I was beating a dead horse with self awareness about the situation that's going on. So that's kind of like, man, ain't nobody finna keep constantly feeling your hard headed ass the same thing over and over and over again. And sometimes you gotta recognize when you wasting your breath, because some people view life from a different perspective. That's why we all got eyeballs in different senses. High priestess on the bottom of the deck. That's why I said divinity. Some of y'all been seeking that. You got everything is fine, Six of Pentacles, and the Sun. This could be what some of y'all consuming. I tell y'all, when I see that from a social media aspect with her sitting there on the phone, some of y'all gotta control y'all narrative. I'm telling you, I really do. Six of Pentacles, self-sacrifice, and this is the martyr, this is the victim, overdoing, overdone, overkill. Necessary though, what you take on. Some of y'all could be very mad about situations that you necessarily take on. Because you got Wheel of Fortune and the Judgment, though. You got, that's why I said this cycle got to get wrapped up. Because most people don't get the judgment behind the Wheel of Fortune, where they get the higher calling, higher knowing, to be able to step into self. Because you did see the High Priestess when it comes to divinity aspects. So it's kind of like, yeah, we got to wrap this shit up. You know how, like, it's a show, and somebody like, you got to wrap this shit up. You're running over time. You got Lovers. I like that. So, yeah, I like it for the Ascended card. King of Swords. I like that. The Devil reverse. I like that. Some of y'all could be independently choosing to step into a new relationship or love. Connections. Seven of Swords. Woo. And the Two of Wands. You go that messy ass behavior. You go that messy behavior. I don't know who this person is, or ideally though. Nine of Cups though. For some of y'all, I think y'all just like to try to. For some of y'all, though, ideally, when y'all pray about certain things or ask about certain things, even going to divine type people or elders or talking to say as such. For some of y'all, no, and y'all get mad about the outcome, and y'all make a decision to go back to it. This is where this Seven of Swords is, the self sabotage. For some of y'all, it's ideally knowing that you have to cut certain things off. The King of Swords may not be in a position of logic. That's why I said for some of y'all get off on this sinister, sick type behavior of causing chaos, or it could be a person that you connected with. friends, family, dynamic, Ten of Pentacles, and Ten of Cups was reversed. So it could be when I say watch the company you keep, because the company you keep can be whew, your soul to reap. You got Ace of Wands, Four of Wands, and the Fool. Yes. You went from Two of Wands, and you went to One Wand. Yes, and it's all going backwards. Some of y'all like to call the shots. That's why I said they control the Four of Wands and the Fool. Teamwork, teamwork. For some of y'all going through divorces. Whew, going through divorces. You got Ten of Cups, Page of Cups, and the Five of Wands, and y'all arguing about the house. Who gonna stay here? Who gonna go here? Da, 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 da. Separation. You got the World and the Two of Pentacles reversed. Some of y'all, this is a position of leadership. I don't know if it's a job or career aspect or entrepreneur. But some of y'all doing too much. But some of y'all don't understand the true position of power. Ten of Wands, Two of Pentacles. Some of y'all, it's exhausting. Some of y'all doing too much when y'all like the Ten of Pentacles. For some of y'all in this moment to where like that double type energy, ideally, if you feel isolated from certain people or don't feel the connection that you have with people, it's the behaviors, the sneaky, malicious intent. Knight of Swords reverse. I told you that's like I told you y'all give great advice, but y'all don't take it. And sometimes that advice can be unwarranted. The Knight of Swords sometimes can be a person who has like that God like complex, the emotional tyrant. So I don't know who necessarily you could be connecting with. I think you got Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles reversed. So it could be friends, family, work, dynamic, business, all the different types of shit. But it's like the knight sits around and get just enough information. And it's ideally on top of this Seven of Swords. It is. Gets just enough information to take it out of context. Judgmental. All right. Let's go ahead now. Because you got Nine of King of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. So for me, y'all, this is like self-gratifying type behavior because the King of Wands is selfish, thinks of self, only financial opportunities, or just stacking for them. Some of them, this could be the sharing aspect because you got the Knight of Pentacles, though. Could be, though. Necessarily, though, no work dynamic or connecting with a friend, family, foe. I don't know. It's just chaotic. You know how people say, chaotic? You got the Magician. Six of Swords, Ace of Wands. I mean, Six of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the King of Cups. Yeah. Whew. King of Cups on top of the King. So for some masculines, though, this is Eight of Cups, though. That's why some of y'all, though. I think for some of y'all that I noticed, doesn't necessarily have to be an earth sign. I don't feel like I'm dragging you at this moment. For some of y'all, ideally, it's taking accountability. Some of y'all don't know how to take emotional accountability. So it's like you're dealing with a runner. Because the knight necessarily gets enough information, runs off with it, takes it out of context. So anything heated or argumentative or shit startery or whatever the case may be, I don't know who, friend, family, and work done them, whatever, they never take accountability for their actions. It's always like this new, like this newness, like needing to feel new, this fresh. So somebody never takes accountability for actions, kind of like in a. But you got Ace of Pentacles, High Priestess, Queen of Cups, and the Moon. Though I said some of y'all avoid a sense of truth, like right behind this Eight of Cups, because that speaks of being stuck, stagnant, in a place of not emotionally understanding what is going on from an internal aspect. You got the Ace of Pentacles reverse. You got Divinity. You got Queen of Cups and the Moon. Some of y'all avoid the said truth. Y'all really do. Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Back into self-sabotaging, the standstill, the slowness. Five of Pentacles, this is humiliation. This is feeling isolated, not connecting with certain people. People just don't resonate with me. Pushing said people away or just forced out. Four of Cups, this is the regret. I told y'all, some of y'all gotta release some shit so y'all can be able to get some new shit. This is why whenever y'all asking or trying to manifest or get said such new things, it always comes in old and repackaged. And like, I already had this before. So because you already had it, you think, oh, I know how this gonna work out, instead of just letting it play out the way it's supposed to play out. Ooh, shit, it hit the floor. We'll see. You got Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. So you got the Four Cups. That's missed opportunities. That's sitting in the space of the emotions cloud that said judgments to block certain things. Seven of Cups, and that's the Seven of Pentacles, speaks of things not coming the way you want to, but it also speaks of reaping the same harvest. Because you got the Star reverse, the Seven of Cups, it's elusive type behavior. I don't know who got strong Pisces in their chart. Well, amen. I really operating in your sister sign, I tell you that. But you also got the Star reversed, Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. Some of y'all don't pay attention to shit. Or it could be other people said other than you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's this, because the Seven of Cups speaks of being distracted. Because the Emperor here, especially when it comes to positions and people. Some of y'all be dead ass distracted though. Like y'all be distracted by a lot of shit. It could be a person that's there ideally. So this need to harvest a sense of control comes in because of the mistakes that has been made. I got Page of Cups, Eight of Swords, Knight of Cups, Queen of Swords, and the Justice. Oh, everything that I just said. Page of Cups, some of the sinister. Page of Cups, Eight of Swords that's being caught up, stuck, blind, oblivious to situations. This is the martyr. Oh, I did this and I did this. Well, chop your way. Well, go on, cut it up against that sword. I don't want to cut myself. Well, you want to be stuck. Like, this somebody that let somebody stay there. You be like, oh, well, I just need you to unwrap me. Ooh, I be like, if you don't get your ass up with one of them swords, like, I politely scoop your ass over and let you get up. I don't want it. Well, call me later. That's me. Knight of Cups, Queen of Swords, and the Justice. The Knight of Cups speaks of troublemaker. This goes back to the idea of set relationships. It speaks of like lack of commitment, heartbreaker, the person who said is not necessarily accountable, they're not lover material. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the Eight of Swords, like some of y'all don't pay attention to certain people when it comes to connections, like sexual lover, ideally, because of this. Oh, well, I want this and I want this said love, and like somebody could tell you this, but you will believe it. And so that's where like this vengeful type state that comes about. For some of y'all do this to people, or you witnessing friends do this to other people. Very fun again. That's why I said the roles reverse. That's like the opposite, roles reverse. Period energy. It's like being on the opposite side of certain things and seeing certain things. Some of y'all don't like the position y'all in emotionally because you got the night though. Some of y'all trying to have willpower to get over certain things very fast, or trying to challenge the divine and say, no, I'm over it. We're getting over this. I'm done. This is the Ace of Cups. Oh, I'm over this. I'm done. Queen of Pentacles. That's why I say y'all trying to heal shit so fast. Some of y'all utilizing a lot of magic and that's wasteless at this point. You got Four Swords and the Three of Cups. Stressed. Some of y'all holding shit over somebody's head or other things holding over your head. And this goes back to that lack of accountability though. I will say that. Because when I say guilt is good, but too much guilt will make you off your shit. Queen of Wands, that's action based. And then too, like I say, for a lot of masculines though, and ideally though, they forget that a lot of masculines operate in their feminine energy. That ass. So they be around here trying to help fix. It's where you see men who are catty in females' business. Like, you get what I'm saying? Not like in a set approach to where it's like, okay, I'm gonna nip this shit in the bud. Because the King of Wands or the Emperor or the King of Wands, the Emperor, the King of Pentacles, they ain't got time for this. It's like, all right, okay, we arguing. What we arguing about again now? You get what I'm saying? Now, if you're in a relationship, it's the patience that he should do. Like, okay, babe, I understand. Da, 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 da. Like, we're gonna figure it out. Watching the conversations, how it goes, and this is where like a lot of men just be doing a lot of shit. Three of Pentacles, uncompromising, looking at the bigger picture, learning your set behaviors. But some of y'all need to unlearn them motherfuckers. Ten of Swords, overcoming. I'm just saying, you just give me strong energy, like somebody don't know how to let something go. Because you got Five of Cups and a Page of Wands. Some of y'all don't know how to let something go. That's how y'all still be stuck. Now, if you suffer with said sort mental illness, I would say go to a counselor. Nine of Wands, that's vulnerabilities. It also speaks of like openness, not being protected or coveted, but at the same time, it's open. And then it also speaks of not learning from the past. The last card we got Eight of Wands, reverse Three of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. For some of y'all want to connect with people or build long lasting relationship with people, but some of y'all have like this venomous black hole or whatever the case may be towards the idea of connection. So it keeps blockages though. So some of y'all try to keep people out necessarily emotionally and it start coming out in action base. And this is where, like, say for instance, somebody's saying, hey, can I get to know you? Da, 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 da. You like, no. And then you like being defensive. And then this person like, she mean anyway, or he mean anyway. Fuck off. Like they really mean you kinda like, damn, that hurt my feelings. Because the Eight of Wands is the action base that's going back towards the vulnerability that's blocking certain connections. It is. So that limits it from honing in on its max potential. Bottom of the deck over here, we have the what's this? Scorpionic. Got the Death card, Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords, and the Empress. Some of y'all are moving into transition or ending. Some of y'all have doubts about a personal connection or necessarily ideal of self or learning how to really master your feminine energy. For some of y'all have been just running amok when it comes to this though. Over here you got Two of Cups, the Tower, and the Hang One. You got a friend in me. Why the hell I want to say that though? That ass though, because sometimes you can be so caught up on the fact that who don't support you, who's not there, that sometimes you can end up hurting the help or hurting the people who's ideally supposed to be there for y'all. Like I said, for couples going through like this COVID energy, man, it was rough on all of us. And keep in mind, I don't stay by myself, and I'm ripped to go. And that was a lot. Let me tell you, it was a lot. I'm telling y'all, from the astral realm and just people necessarily to where it was like, hey, man, look, started getting on my nerves. Like everybody was going through these type of moments because we recognized like the gender roles and how we got so comfortable, how we thought we valued people, and how we thought we took care of them, and we really didn't take care of people the way we supposed to. We didn't have those heart to heart connections. We didn't know how to release certain things. We didn't know how to move on. So a lot of us was like recognizing this in the COVID energy. It was like, damn, I'm really ain't shit. Like I tell myself that all the time. But some of y'all was kind of like, I'm really not that. Some of y'all don't say it in like a joking type matter. Some of y'all just get low and through the pissing state about it. But for some of y'all, that is the accountability that comes in because some of y'all kind of like, well, no, I don't want to feel it because every time I get feel it, I get sad and I go through this and da 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 da. Instead of just recognizing what's causing it to understand it. Keep in mind, it don't have to be y'all. This could be said such friends, connections, people, lovers, whoever you energetically attached to. But if it fits, it fits. If it don't, it don't. Don't make it. Okay. I'm using my mixture on it. First card out, let's go back for a recap. It was prosperity lies ahead. I told you the Three of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Magician. Some of y'all could be doing like business ventures, entrepreneurship, trying to figure out what's going to work. For some of y'all, it's learning how to utilize all elements of self understanding to be able to move forward. Though for some of y'all, it's being more cognizant of business decisions and deals necessarily. Um, Second card, what do you need to release? For some of y'all, two of cups of food. I mean, some of y'all had the two of cups, the hangman, and the fool. Some of y'all is releasing old baggages, old partnerships, old connections. The idea with certain things that limit you. Some of y'all have to let it go. Some of y'all keep going back and forth, like you hear me say, trying to return and trying to fix. When you're constantly getting that sign to let certain things go. But I don't care. Some of y'all need to release said such connections. It could be friends, it could be partnerships. I don't know. Like you even say, understanding the divine, feminine, and masculine energy, learning how to love yourself. Seek within before you seek without. That's what a lot of people have to learn how to release. Okay. For some of y'all, I say work through your fears. The third card, though, I said the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the World. For some of y'all, this could be your displacement or the need to control. Like I was talking about, the need to, the fixing outcome to where it's causing chaos and knowing when you need to let go. Some of y'all, like I said, it goes back and forward from this Ten of Pentacles, the relationships that you build with people, how you date necessarily, just understanding all that a new romantic cycle begins. And keep in mind, if you married and y'all going through a rough cycle, sometimes it takes a little moment where you sit back and be like, shit, I remember when I dated Bob ass. Even though me and Bob didn't last long, Bob said the same thing about me. And sometimes like those moments to where it flares up to where you kinda like, I wish I could have did this, I wish I could have did this. It's like that. Cause people come in your life to give you good Jews at certain times. It's just if you want to take it. A new romantic cycle begins. You got Hierophant, Power, King of Wands, and the Devil. This is the shakeup. Some of y'all, like I said, this could be marriages. Some of y'all could be deciding to get remarried. For some of y'all, this could be the control, the aspect. Some of y'all could be looking for long term commitments, ideally. Some of y'all is this here, like I said, sexual relationships, connections, being in bed, wanting to be connected with people. For some of y'all, this is selfish type motives to where like you have women who are say, "Oh, I want to get married. I want to get married." And like I say, everybody want to get married, but everybody don't want to be a wife. Everybody want to have kids, but nobody want to be a parent. Like that's real where people get into sad situations like that and it overwhelms them to the point to where they project the toxicity or project that negativity into relationships, into family and be like, oh my God, why is it not like this? And it's like because you didn't know. I didn't know. So we both learning. Like you gotta recognize that in a marriage. A personal issue reaches a solution. So you got Six of Cups, Knight of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Scorpionic energy. For some of y'all, I said this is where y'all can't let go. It could be possessiveness, it could be the ego, it could be the communicative style, like needing like this going back and forth. Because Scorpionic energy, you see, it's going backwards. You need to, this is like an ending. This is transit. This is long-standing drama. The Six of Cups is like stalking the past, nostalgia. So this could be the base of arguments. Well, I remember when I was younger, you did this. Da, 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 da. Well, I remember I was with this person, da, 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 and this happened, da, da, da. Like, oh, I remember that day. And it's like reading the room, like you hear me say, a lot of men, masculines who operate in their feminine energy, like they could be like, you know how women they get cheated on, right? And like women when they get cheated on, they say, that's the little bitch. Or do you think it's her? You know, like asking like emotional bait questions to start arguments and then get mad when it goes into a full argument because somebody necessarily don't know how to live in the past. Like, let me see this. Why, like those type of things keep an argument necessarily going. Show the world the real you. And then keep in mind when somebody's healing though, and somebody's telling you, like I said, you can't tell somebody how to feel. If they tell you that you did something from the past, that don't mean you say, well, I'm finna sit back and I'm finna plot. Because earth signs do. I'm finna sit back and plot because I'm gonna get my point of view across because you gonna need me before I need you, and I'm gonna say this, and then still end up in the wrong. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. You got Page of Swords, King of Swords, Five of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. Some of y'all don't know how to have a family because you probably didn't have it or you probably weren't taught it. Like you hear me say, as a lot of times I have conversations where I say a lot of us didn't know the idea of family or what to be appreciative of. For some of y'all, it's trying to control. Some of y'all trying to challenge the metaphysical, God, divine, being, and recognize that when it ends in chaos or dysfunction or shit flares up in your life that is out of your control, it is teaching you to honor the emotions because a lot of y'all don't. So that's why I said this could be a friend you could be teaching a lesson to, trying to teach a lesson to, and I say that all the times. As humans, we gotta get out the way when like God trying to teach somebody something because it's not said. Sometimes we, if it's not like a set a job or like a spiritual counselor trying to teach certain people lessons, but sometimes we gotta know that we can't teach nobody shit if they ain't willing to learn. So that be the problem though with a lot of people necessarily be trying to teach people shit that don't want to learn. And you hear yourself, man, you be like, I wasted all my time. And then somebody say, but that asked you though. And that'll start like a whole world of arguments when you in ascended. So that's why I said that just seems it's cut, it's straight to the point. I like it though. It's straight to the point though. That's why I said, but some of y'all probably looking for a long, dramatical, outstanding pause. It's like, no, it's just straight to the point. What I'm gonna say? You want me to think of something else? Okay. All right. But who got this? What you say? Work through your dreams, new moon and Scorpio. This card suggests a rebirth. Think of your situation as the phoenix that is rising from the ashes. As a birth and death rebirth paradigm. Rebirth paradigm. That's what Scorpio energy is all about. Whatever you've been through, there's a new start ahead. It may be a little dark, but it almost certainly won't be rainbows and unicorns. But it will be deep and transforming. This card also suggests that if you know you are magical, then this is the time to work your magic. It can also herald the sex start of a sexier time if you've been experiencing something of a drought. And emotional intimacy is also on the menu. Scorpio is a sign that likes to go deep into the mind, spirit, body, mind, and spirit. So when this card comes up, there's nothing superficial about it. What's coming your way? Have some sexy times. Time to let go of a grudge you're holding on to. Move on from jealousy. Stop being obsessive. Could it be you paranoid? Make an investment. Scorpio is a sign of death and rebirth, magic and shamans. Its energy is a little bit dark, occultic, and even scary. Not all of us like to face the shadow, but Scorpio demands it. In fact, it's working through your dark side that you can get to the light. New moon in Scorpio and the appearance of this card at any other time suggests that you need to down. Last one, boy. 88. 88. Alright, okay, hold on. 88. Ooh, my back. Let's go. Show the world a reading. This card brings the message from the cosmos that you need to detach little from whatever situation you're asking about. Someone might be keeping you at arm's length now, but it's not a bad thing. It's important for you to allow life to unfold and progress. Even if change seems like a frightening prospect, if you've been holding yourself back from showing the world the real you, this card reminds you that your unique characteristics are what makes you special. In a relationship, are you being too aloof or detached? Go ahead and be yourself in whatever is coming up. Be aware of your feelings, but also be prepared to move on. Don't don't lose the beauty. Don't lose the beauty and romance of life. You're too much in your head. Get into your heart. A friend needs you. Be there for them. The situation is going to take a very unexpected turn. Every full moon is a time to release and let go. But the additions of Aquarian energy to the mix triples that message. Aquarius is the opposite of clingy, and pulling this card at any time suggests either you need to let go of someone or someone is thinking that they are the ones who need to let go, perhaps of you. What needs to go? What is the right thing to do? Whatever happens next could be unconventional or unexpected. So, on that note, Virgo, baby. So, we're going to end this at 40, 30, 10, and we're going to name this, Got a Friend in Me.